Destiny?
Hello.
Hi, are you a cosmetologist or an esthetician? Are you a cosmetologist or an esthetician?
Esthetician.
You just started today?
Yes.
Okay. The best I can do right now is actually have you take pictures of my screen when it comes up, because if I'd known you were coming in, I would have had some paperwork coming in. I'm gonna have to go tell it, the girl in the office, okay? If you can stop by here, I can give you some paperwork so we can help you with your theory on the Zoom.
Okay.
But actually, you know what? We'll get by today by taking pictures of it, because you'll be here tomorrow and then I can give you some notes, okay?
Okay.
All right, so don't worry about it. All right, let me add you to my roster here. Morning, Sarah. Hi, you guys. Give me a second here, okay? I'm gonna add someone to my roster. Welcome, Destiny. She's our new student. Okay. 1 second. Let me make sure I get everybody in here first. Morning, Megan. Sarah. Okay, Jasmine. Good morning.
Morning.
Hold on 1 second. Okay. All right, let's hope this stays away and it doesn't interrupt. Because that's all we need is to have this thing closing out on me. Yesterday, it was worse. You know how bad it was in here? It kept crashing on me. I did another class behind it and it was almost 8 times it went out through the 2-hour period. I was like, I can't stand it. Finally, listen, the last half hour was the worst because I must have restarted it 3 times, okay? And then the last 10 minutes, I'm like, I'm not doing this again, because every time I'd say something, it would shut me out. They'd still be there, but it blocked me out. And I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe this. I don't know what's going on with the internet, but it was awful yesterday. Awful, awful. All right, let me get here. Okay. Okay. How you doing, hon? I got my iPhone. Raquel, right?
Oh,
Good morning.
Morning, hon. Hi, Alex. Making sure I get everybody. Good morning.
Morning.
Here. Sarah. Alex. Is that Araceli here? Yeah, there you are. Good morning, Araceli. I didn't say hi to you.
Good morning.
Okay. There you go. Yusra. And Jasmine, I got you. Megan. Good morning, Yusra.
Morning.
Making sure everybody's in here. So I still have Diana and Pat still waiting on them. So was it hard yesterday for the homework? Not really, was it? Was it? That last part when I asked about a contraindication, like list the contraindications, that basically was, didn't I ask about that yesterday? One of the questions it asked about contraindications, or was it just about the SPA issues? Electrotherapy and SPA, whether it's around the world or just in our industry, right? Those two questions. One referred and asked you about list other professions that had used electrotherapy, correct? What did you guys come up with on other professions? Any one of you that did your homework yesterday? Jasmine, what did you put?
What?
I said, what did you put down for that
For what?
answer? It asked you, okay, what other professions uses electrotherapy?
Oh, I couldn't do that one. I couldn't figure it out.
Okay, anybody else get that one? Sarah?
Well, I know the medical field does.
Yeah.
Hang on, I don't remember what I put. Oh, to help speed up the healing process of a wound.
Right.
It helps treat recurrent headaches.
So use
Helps
it
treat
in sports
depression,
medicine.
anxiety, insomnia.
Right. So it is used in the medical profession. That's what I was trying to get at. Okay. And the other one was asking you, where's the Diana? The other one asked you, what type of treatments are the electrotherapy treatments are they doing around the world? So these are things that not necessarily we can do, but they are doing in different countries, in different states. So what kind of answers did you put down for that?
Like physiotherapy? No?
Which one?
It's like we said, physiotherapy.
Okay, I'm having a hard time understanding. It's okay, just give me a second.
Yeah, it's like, where the sound?
I know you listed two of them. They were pretty good answers.
Sorry?
I said you had two good ones yesterday. They were good answers. That's why I was.
Thank
how
you.
did you do with lighting? Like LED
Thank you.
lights? What else did you guys put?
I know like when I went to physical therapy, they did like electroshock therapy for like sore muscles or like back pain.
Right. But this one is about things that we can do that other spa places can do, but we can't do. Okay, that was the other question that I'm looking for. Like what other treatments in electrotherapy are there that is being used around the world? So like there's, like in Utah, you can use like laser as an esthetician, okay? But you can't here in California. So I was looking for things that they're doing around the world that have to do with the spa industry, like new treatments. Go ahead, Sarah. I see this.
No, sorry, my dog laid her head on top of my
Oh.
laptop.
I thought you were trying to tell me, I know.
No.
Okay. Do you know what you put down for that one, Megan?
Well, that's what I thought was one because I know like they have those little things that like make your muscles pulse. But I didn't know like for our industry.
Okay, but what I'm saying is there was two questions. One of them asked, what other profession? And that's the one you're answering right now. The other professions that use electrotherapy would be the medical profession. Okay, and the other question.
Therapy.
Right. Okay, but the other question asked, okay, what other electrotherapy treatments are they using in the spa industry that we can't use, basically, in the world? New treatments. Did anybody look on the internet to see what type of new treatments are being used in different areas of the world, the planet? No one looked for it on the internet?
Well, I just came up with, it was weight loss and body contouring.
Okay. That is one of them. So these are things that we can't do ourselves, but they are being used in spa salons around the world. Okay, that's what I was looking for, new techniques and stuff that we can't do necessarily, but they can do in other countries, right? Even other states. So that was the second question, because they were kind of confusing, and I was trying to, I answered a couple of questions yesterday about those two questions. Alex, what did you come up with?
I also found that they use it as a weight loss treatment, like
Mhm.
Sarah was talking about.
Right. And Jasmine, did you answer this, the second question?
So
Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Alex. I'm sorry.
oh no, sorry, I was just scratching my head.
All right. Jasmine, what did you come up with?
Nothing. I answered it wrong.
Oh, on the second one, you mean?
Yeah, like I just answered it like in general. Like I didn't think it was like I didn't think it was asking for anything outside like that we can do.
Yeah, it was pretty much asking, what other treatments in electricity, basically, that they're using in other countries. It said in the planet, in the whole world, what other kind of treatments are they using? Like, this sounds really crazy. It's not electrotherapy, but this is a treatment that they do in the Philippines. They actually have little fish that eat the dead skin off of your feet. It's kind of gross, but that would be like new spa treatments, but it's not electric. But you see what I'm getting at? There's some weird treatments that are out there. So that was basically the question, was trying to figure out what other treatments are out there. Not necessarily what we could do, but they are being used in certain salons. So now you'll exactly know only the two things that we can actually do, right? Is our high frequency and our galvanic. The only two pieces of equipment. All right, I'm gonna turn back over to the slides. Let's hope this works. Okay, let me share the screen. Okay. Let's see if it actually moves for you. Oh, there you are. I thought you disappeared for. All right. We should be on page 181 in your study guide, right? And yesterday we finished off with the benefits of using direct high frequency. So now we're going to go into indirect high frequency, which is going to be used on drier skins, or you're trying to treat the skin to get it in deeper, I guess the products that you're using. So as far as your definition, this is what you're going to put in there. It aids in the penetration of product and assists in massage for mature skin. The esthetician's glass electrode to the client, and before activating the current to avoid shock, the client will hold the indirect electrode. So there's an actual picture right there that shows you what she's doing and how the client's holding the glass electrode in one hand and the handle on the other. Okay, and then the esthetician's actually going to have one hand at least on her before she turns the current on. Okay, and then when she goes to bring the other hand on, once it's on, she has to take that hand and slide it over like this. When she's ready to come off, this hand kind of comes off that way, and then you shut it off, then you can remove your hand. Okay, it's all through just your massage. So obviously you're not going to have to do a massage after this treatment. Okay, so it is going to be in place of your normal massage, but you're going to be using the indirect high frequency. Okay, so you actually do her cleansing and exfoliation, and then when you got to the massage, this is what you would be doing. Okay, using your massage cream, and you're actually warming up that tissue. You're going to stimulate the sebum production and secretion, and it's going to induce relaxation. So what we're trying to do is to get her skin to produce some more oil. Okay, that's why we're giving the massage, but you only can use your friction move. You can't lift your fingers up off of her. Okay, so on this one, the first 3 bullets are your definition, and the second set of 3 are your 3 boxes underneath the benefits of using the indirect high frequency. So I'm going to check. Anyone need this information, or can I go ahead? Because I don't see a couple of people here. Okay, there's Kat. What happened yesterday? Sorry, Kat, really quick. Did you just have an emergency?
Yeah, I had to My brother was home. I had to end up doing something.
Okay, because we lost you.
So
And I'm
people
like, what
talking about
happened?
Yeah, I don't want to say
Okay.
it all over the thing, but
No, I just wanted to make sure everything was okay. Because I'm like, I don't know if you fell asleep, you know what I mean? Because I know it gets kind of comfortable in the bedroom when we're trying to take our notes.
no, yeah, my brother's home in the mornings, and my
Okay.
mom comes to pick him up later. So
All right, that's okay. That's all. Yeah, I just want to make sure everything was okay. All right. Araceli, have you got this filled in?
Miss Jeannie, is this page 181?
Yes, honey.
Okay.
And it's
Yes,
in the middle. You've already got it filled in?
I took a screenshot.
A
so you
picture
can-
of it?
Yeah.
How about you, Alex? Got it. Okay. No one else needs it then? Okay. I'm going to move on to this. Our Phoretic current just should be coming up. Here we go. All right. This is the one that one of the ones we can't use in California. Okay. It's an alternating current that's interrupted to produce a mechanical, non-chemical reaction. So it's going to stimulate the motor point of the muscle tissue with the aid of the machine versus the physical body movement. Okay, its benefits are going to be soothing and relaxing, but it's believed to help preserve the muscle tone. So it starts out with a contraction, pretty much. And that's why we can't actually do it in California, because the contraction is going to cause, it puts it in the medical profession and not in the aesthetic profession. So if you think of like a TENS unit, that's similar to what it does. Okay, it actually just contracts it. And in the medical field, they can use this current to stimulate someone that's been like on their legs when they're not walking enough, or they've been like, say, in a coma for a long time and they need to get that muscle tone back up. That's what they'll use it for. So we cannot use it for that. So your benefits are the last two, and your explanation for the Phoretic is the first two bullets on the screen. Okay. So I'm just going to check here for just a second. Okay. I've got one person still writing. Okay. All right. Is anyone still writing on this? Just please let me know. Okay.
I'm still writing.
Okay, you got it. Because I hate having to take that away. Has anyone ever used a TENS machine or had it done to them? No? I've had it used on my back, and that kind of helps a little bit, relieve that lower back pain.
So is this like pads that they attach to your body?
Yes. My mom used it. This was years ago. Like we can sell it to a consumer. I mean, they can purchase it online, but we can't use it on them. So she used it and attached it to her stomach, and then she would sit and watch TV. Okay. And it was supposed to stimulate the stomach muscles as if she had done like 50 sit-ups or something, depending on how long you left the machine on and how strong the current was. So you didn't have to do any exercises. But like I said, it's supposed to be used for the medical profession, not, and I kept telling her, not for somebody that doesn't want to do any exercise, Mom. You have to get up and do something. But that's what it was used for. And they sell it on Wish still to this day, because I've seen them on there and they're like 20 bucks. I started laughing. I'm like, oh my God. Let's sell it to the public who has no knowledge of electricity, right? But not to somebody that has a little bit of knowledge at least in it. Okay, so the direct high frequency, this one's a little bit longer. Okay, the esthetician is going to place both electrodes on the client's skin. And I think you've seen them before where the electrodes will come on top of a muscle and below it. Okay, if you've seen pictures. These electrodes should never touch one another. The current is turned on and slowly increased after the electrodes are in place. This current travels through motor nerves between two electrodes, causing muscle stimulation. This electric current is gradually decreased and turned off before you remove the electrode. So almost every electrode that we use, depending on what machine it is, they're always telling you to make sure that the electrode is touching the client first before you turn the current on and before you take it off. So you don't remove it when it's still on. So all of this actually goes into the definition of direct Phoretic at the very bottom of your page. Okay, anyone have any questions on this? I know you've seen this because you've asked about this. You're like, why can't we do this one? That's why. I really wanted to buy the one from Wish just to show you what it looks like, but you can go on there yourselves if you need to. By the time I get it, you'll be graduated because it takes so long to come from China, especially right now. Okay, give me a thumbs up once you finished filling that part up. I think if you went on to IDI, I don't know if you've gone on to the website from the Pivot Point start, I guess you could say, from their login, and look at the different treatments, because they will have them listed, this actual treatment right here, but it's not used in California because Dermalogica is around the world. It's in every country right now. So their services will actually be online so that you can see the different treatments that they can do. It just always falls back on check your regulating agency before you actually do any of these services. So that's how it works. So go on and at least explore that, okay? The Dermalogical website, because it has a lot of things on there. Have you guys finished getting a hold of Dermalogica so you can start your DNA yet? The ones that were not able to on Saturday? Do you remember last week?
No, they had me on hold too long, so I hung up.
Okay, we'll try again today. So I need you guys to start on that. So Destiny, we're going to hook you up at the end of, well, actually tomorrow when you come in, I'll show you how to do that. Okay. And you're actually going to, in your downtime, when you need to use time to do homework so that you get your 4 hours or whatever it is, you can use that time to do the DNA. Okay, as long as you're letting me know that's what it is.
Okay.
Okay, it's going through professional and retail products. Kind of gives you a background on it before you get your kit.
Okay.
So that's why we want you to go through it. There's also another one that you can go on, and like I said, I'll show it to you tomorrow, about disinfection and sanitation. So there's a couple of different certificates that I need you to take
Okay.
care of tomorrow. Okay. Has everyone gotten their clean touch from Dermalogica? Okay, and I also needed their barbicide and viricide. I think it's the other disinfectant that we're using. So I know you're looking at me like, what? Hold on, I'll get the name of it because I can't even remember it now. Leukocyde, sorry, Leukocyde. So if you haven't looked up that one either, this won't be on the Dermalogica. You'll have to look them up at their own website, and it's LUCAS-CIDE. And they have just a general disinfection, and they also have one for COVID. Okay, so if you haven't done those, you can turn those in also for some of my new ones. Okay. Is anyone still writing? No? You okay, Araceli?
Yes, I'm done.
Okay. All right. Have you got this already, hon? Good. Okay. So then it's going to go into the indirect application. Okay, and this is the one that's most frequently used in the salons that are allowed to use it. Okay, the esthetician will wear a wristband with a moistened electrode. The second electrode is wrapped in moist cotton held by the client or placed on the client's lower neck. The esthetician's fingers are placed on the face before the current is turned on, and then the current gradually decreased and turned off before you remove your fingers. That entire page right there goes into your indirect on page 182 at the top of the page. Okay, so I'm going to let you finish this and just give a thumbs up when you actually do have that part filled in. Again, our state doesn't allow us to use this machine, but there are other states. I won't be mean and send you on a homework assignment to find out which states, because you'd have to go through 50 different state boards to find out whether or not you could use it. Okay. Anyone still writing? Okay. If you want, I can change the page if you're already finished, but you need to speak up if you need me to leave it on the screen. Okay. All right. Now we're going into your sinusoidal current, the other one that you cannot use. Okay. Again, this is an alternating current with mechanical effects that produces muscle contractions. This one is preferred for middle-aged to older clients, just say mature. The treatments generally last no longer than 20 minutes, and this actually is deeper penetration and greater stimulation and less irritating. Okay, and it actually leaves the skin looking amazing for about a week after this treatment. So it actually works a lot stronger. I guess the current's going to be stronger than your Phoretic, but it does cause a muscle contraction also. So the only difference is one is a little bit deeper. So that entire screen right here is going to go into your sinusoidal current for its definition. So while you're filling that in, I'm just going to recap on a couple of things that you've actually learned about on this. Okay, you've learned that there are 4 actual electric machines that we can use. 2 of them only in the state of California, but there are 4, and you will be asked questions on board about 4 of them. Okay, one of them is direct current. The other 3 are all alternating currents. Okay, that's another question. Which one is direct current? Anybody remember?
The galvanic.
Galvanic, correct. Okay, so all the other ones are going to be your alternating current. Okay, high frequency is referred to as Tesla current or the violet ray. Okay, it can be adjusted to different voltages, and it can be used on either dry skin or oily skin, depending on its application. Okay. The rest of these currents, the other 2, okay, are going to be known as other alternating treatments that we can't use in the state of California. I guess that's the easiest way to explain it. Galvanic current is chemical. It's the only one that actually uses a chemical to get into the skin. So any questions that refer to electricity and chemicals, it's always going to be galvanic as your answer. Okay, you just have to know which phoresis is being used and which electrode is being used. Okay. So if I was doing anaphoresis, which electrode do you think I should be using? My cathode or my anode? Remember, opposites attract, so. My older students should know this one. Really? Okay, your electrode is going to be, for anaphoresis, it's going to be cathode. Okay. For cataphoresis, it's going to be anode. Okay. Instead of saying CC or AA when you're referring to anaphoresis and anode, they're always going to be the opposite. So the odes, the last part of the 3 letters of the electrode, are going to be opposite the phoresises, which are the anaphoresis and cataphoresis. Okay, just to recap. Anyone still writing? No? Either already finished it or you you're taking pictures, and that's good as long as you're doing your information. All right, these electric current guidelines, these are all going to go at the bottom of that page, actually starting in the middle. Each of these are a block that are underneath the electric current guidelines. There's no definition, it's just the boxes. So your first box is going to be check the outlets to make sure there are no loose fitting plugs. Replace the missing or broken wall plates. We do have one that's loose fitting that's over on the other side by the treatment rooms. We have a problem with that one outlet, so it needs to be replaced. Okay, the cords should be in good condition with no frays or cracks. Okay, do not cover with carpet or furniture because it could start a fire. All right, those frays, we try to tell you not to wind up your cords, like wrap them around like this, because you can bend the inside of that copper wiring. Okay, and then they don't work very well after that. You want to make sure that the plugs fit the outlet. If the light switches or outlets feel warm, do not use them. How many times have you guys put your phone and plugged it into the wall, and then the wall socket, it feels hot, even the phone feels hot as it's charging, right? They tell you not to do that on like your bed. Don't charge it, your computers or your phone on top of your bed for that one reason, okay? The electrodes should never touch each other. Make sure the current is off before beginning direct or indirect application. Give it time to fill that in. How you doing, Diana?
I'm good.
I hadn't seen you for a while either, so I was like checking in while they're still writing. I'm gonna check on one little thing while you guys are still writing this. I'm trying to find out one little thing to make some happy news here for you. I'm trying to find out if we get to actually do something tomorrow. Okay, who's still writing? No one?
Me.
Okay, good. I want to make sure. So just to make sure you guys have your screens tomorrow, and you're already wearing your mask, but bring the screen just in case we can actually do something besides waxing tomorrow. Okay, you're also going to be doing state board tomorrow, so I'll see the ones that are going to be doing. Do you need anything else, Jasmine and Alex, for your kits?
I don't think so. I mean, I think
You think you got it all?
just the little fake electricity thing. The one you do with when when you have the glasses on the doll.
Oh, the microdermabrasion.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you need? Glasses?
No, I need the little pretend stick.
Oh, take a pencil and put a ribbon on it, okay?
Oh, Okay.
I mean, the only reason I said that jump rope is that's what State's using, okay? But yeah,
Okay.
don't worry about that. Yeah. How about you, Alex?
Like I've had to fill in the bottles with like lotion. Or
Okay. All right. I'll have that stuff here.
I need a few more things, but I'm going to the dollar store today to hopefully get
Okay.
the rest. I just don't have, I'll need the little wax strips.
Oh, okay. We got those here. Okay. So my message is next week for sure. We get to start them. So we get our facials next week, thank God. All right, you still writing?
I'm done.
Okay. So we're going to continue with this, okay? All right, the next box is going to be, do not turn the current on until after the client is holding an electrode and the skin specialist is holding the other electrode against the client's skin. This is on direct application. The indirect application is do not turn the current on until after the client is holding the electrode and the estheticians place the tips of their fingers against the skin on the client's face. Okay, and the next one would be to turn the current down and off before removing the electrode from contact with the client. And you do not exceed 6 minutes per treatment for a galvanic current. Okay, you might want to underline that when that is a test question for board. Okay, each of these have a certain amount of time for that. So it's basically telling you when you're doing, say, your iontophoresis, you're doing it on dry skin, okay? You're not going to do it any longer than the 6 minutes, okay? And you normally wouldn't do it anyways for the oily skin when you're doing it with the anaphoresis treatment. So it's usually about 2 minutes work in that area because you're going to need that other 6 to 7 minutes to do extractions. So you have to do it within a certain time frame, otherwise the skin starts to get hard and you won't be able to remove the impaction correctly. So I can't wait till next week now. So still dull heads to practice on, but this week, but next week, finally. So who would like to get a facial as my demo? So if there's more than one of you in here, obviously we'll just do a little. Okay, if there's, I'll put a little.
Like all of us.
I want to.
Name in there, and I'll draw out of there. Okay. Because I'm going to need models to do it on. I just don't want to do it on the dolls anymore. It just doesn't feel the same, and it doesn't feel the same to you either. You'll be able to see the skin actually moves. It's soft. Those doll heads are just hard as a rock. And their skin is awful. Let me know when you finish this particular screen right here. And okay, so one part of your homework today, and I will send it in a text message also, okay? I know we're not perfect artists, okay, because our hands are our artistry, okay? but I'm going to ask you to draw out the electrodes that we use for each machine. So like on your galvanic, you have that roller and then you have the little ball, right? You tell me which electrode it is, whether it's an anode or cathode. The different electrodes that are from the high frequency, which, you know, you have the comb and you have the mushroom and you have the ball and the spoon. Okay, you're going to just draw little pictures of what they look like. Okay, there are pictures in your textbook, but some of you already have the machine at home that you can, you know, look at to see what they look like, but just do the best you can. You can just put it on regular paper and then take a picture of it again, and you're going to send it to me. Okay, so part of your homework is going to be the electrodes. You're going to draw the electrodes of the high frequency and of the galvanic machine. Okay, and name them. But I will put that back, like I said, in your homework, in the text message during break. Okay. Is anyone still writing? You're good? Okay. Araceli, you good? Okay. All right. So continue with this. Okay. Here are the rest of the time frames. All right. Do not exceed 5 minutes per treatment for direct high frequency. Remember, I said that that's referring to if you're just keeping that machine on them for a full 5 minutes, usually when you're doing their hair or something. But normally we don't use it for a full 5 minutes. Okay. All right. Do not exceed the 7 minutes per treatment for indirect high frequency. That would be their massage part. And then do not exceed 30 minutes per treatment for sinusoidal. Okay. You're going to always read the manufacturer's directions and follow them carefully. Remove all jewelry and have your clients remove all their jewelry prior to the treatments, because metal acts as a conductor to make the current stronger. Okay. You're obviously not going to be able to do it on someone with braces, okay, but you can work around that in other treatments. All right, the esthetician and the client should avoid contact with metal during the treatment. So if you can get your jewelry off your fingers, pretty much. Okay, so if you were having shocks, if you had any rings on, that might have been a little bit more than it normally would have. Okay, either that or you had the current up way too high. Okay, and that should fill in all of the little boxes on page 182. Okay, some of you, well, most of you that do not have books. Do you have a page 187 in your study guide that lists a learning connection? Okay, those of you that are online only with their books. Okay, if you have a book, then you will have that page. I don't think you do if you're on the computer. So I'm actually going to take a picture of it on the text and send it to you, and you're going to be able to fill it in, okay? But the ones that actually have it in their book, they can actually write in their book and take a picture of that and send it to me. But the ones that don't have a book, you'll get it through the text message, okay? Because you're going to put the name of the machines we're using, their description, and their benefits. That's another part of your homework today. And again, this will all be put in your text message for your homework. Not a hard day today. Everybody finished? I gotta keep you awake, huh? It's like, okay. One of those days. All right, anyone still writing? No? Okay, good. All right, I'm actually going to give you a break now because I'm going to stop the class at 11:45 anyways today. So I'm going to give you a break now so I can change screens and put up the other lesson plan, okay? So let me see you back here in 10 minutes, say 10:45, 10:55. Yeah, 10:55, okay? So just, Destiny, just don't log out, just walk away from your screen if you need to, or shut your camera off, but if you log out again, it's hard to get back in. So just leave that up, all right? And I'll see you back here at 10:55, okay? Get this homework out. Hi, guys. Everybody back? Just want to make sure I get enough time for you guys to go over the homework again. Did you get the text message? Sarah, is it clear to read, to see those pages?
Yeah, you want us to do,
I just wanted to make sure that the pages are clear.
yeah, 19, oh, what came through?
Yeah,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
So those of you that have a book that you can fill it in already, you can just write in your book and take a picture of it. Those of you that don't have it, you can print out this, fill it in, and then take a picture of it. Okay. So do you understand what I mean about filling in like the pictures? You're going to draw the pictures. Like, I'm going to draw one of the electrodes for the high frequency. Can you see that little guy? Okay, that's one of the electrodes, right? The little ball on the end of it. Okay, so you're going to draw all four of them. The comb, the mushroom, right? The little ball, and the spoon. Yeah, so you'll draw all four of those, and then you'll draw the two electrodes from the galvanic. Okay? So that's the other part of your homework. I know we're not artists, just do the best you can. And then you're going to list what they are, what the names of them are, and what they're used for. Like, one of the electrodes is used for anaphoresis. One of them is used for cataphoresis. Okay, and list their names, anode or cathode, that kind of stuff. That's what I'm looking for. Okay. Raquel, did you get the text message?
Which one?
The one that I just sent?
I probably did, yeah.
Can you check just to make sure? I want to make sure that everybody's still on my list, because I have a group list. And so
Okay.
new students sometimes don't get on it. So I'm trying to make sure.
Yes.
Okay, good.
Yes, I got it.
All right. Destiny, did they send did a text message go to you? It'll let me know whether or not you're on my list yet. No? Okay. I'll take care of that this afternoon, as soon as I get back with her. Okay. Is everybody back? And making sure everybody's got the text message. So I still got Diana to come back in here and Kat.
I'm right here.
Okay. Did you get the text message, hon?
Yeah.
With the homework? Okay. Catalina, how about you? No, she's not back yet. Okay. All right. I'm going to share my screen and we'll go back to the contraindications. Okay. There you go. Okay, so these are all going to go once the screen comes up. These are the blocks, okay? Contraindication is the existence of a certain condition that suggests that it's inadvisable to perform a procedure. So those contraindications could include, and these are the boxes that are on your page. Let's see if I can get this to move up just a little bit. Come on. There we go. All right. So it's going to be pregnancy, epilepsy, diabetes, metal plates, pins in the body or dental braces, a heart condition or a pacemaker, high blood pressure, an open cut, sore or abrasion, or dilated capillaries. So they are not to be worked on as far as electricity. Pregnancy is obviously you're not going to work on them because there's another child, there's another body in there. Epilepsy, you don't want to take someone into an epileptic seizure. Diabetes, they are slow healers, so we don't use it on them. Metal plates and pins in the body, okay, are going to increase the current, so that's why you're not doing it. Heart condition or pacemaker, the same thing as the metal plates. High blood pressure, you could send someone into cardiac arrest. Okay, open cuts, sores or abrasions, we never even do a regular facial on somebody that has an open cut, let alone electricity. And then dilated capillaries, because we can actually spread that. We can break them larger on your face. And those are little black, or excuse me, little red lines that you see because you've either used too aggressive of an exfoliator or you've been massaged too hard, okay, and it'll break them. Sometimes the doctor has to go back in and flush like a saline through there to break it up so they don't see them. But caution should always be exercised if the client uses strong acne medications or has hypersensitive skin, if they're claustrophobic, or they express a loss of skin sensation. You don't want to use this on either. So those are little extra things that you can add to it. So I'm going to let you fill that part in. There's like a little question down right below that. And it says, imagine you were asked to give a talk about estheticians to a community group. Briefly explain the benefits of electrically induced skincare treatments. Okay. And you can even start off with just the steamer because that's electrically. Okay. Anything that can be used for that. So how would a steamer be used on the skin? Okay. To soften it, to hydrate it, to prep it for any other services behind the cleansing. So there's a lot of different things that you could explain to your client, but how would you express it to someone and say, like, you were giving a little speech for like junior high school kids, you know, trying to introduce them into skincare because no one's teaching them, okay, at home. But if you gave a presentation to a high school or junior high school kids in the school, what would you actually tell them about aesthetics and how to take care of their skin? Anyone want to try and answer that question? Because if you can get the kids when they're younger, they're going to be your clients forever. Trust me. And a lot of kids have problems with acne. So how would you convince them that to get these services? No one?
I would tell them starting early on skincare will help prevent acne, scarring, obviously aging.
Yeah, because they're not using sunscreens. They don't really like them. And they don't realize how important those sunscreens are. I remember having a young girl, she was probably only like 12, and she brought her friend in and she was like paying for the service because she wanted her friend to feel what a facial felt like. Okay, she'd never been to had a treatment before. So in the treatment room, while the girls were setting up, they were getting their water, and you can hear the other two girls, the one girl telling the other one, you really need to take care of your skin because when you get older, it's going to look bad if you don't take care of your skin. So she's like, really? Is there anything I should be using? She goes, well, don't use alcohol because that's the worst. And it was kind of cute coming from just a 12-year-old. She really wanted to pay attention to what was going on. And she wanted her friend to be in on it. So it's kind of nice. I don't think a lot of us were taught when we were younger. Do you remember anyone telling you how to cleanse your face properly? You all had perfect skin and you didn't care. What about you, Jasmine?
My mom always told me, whether I chose to listen or not, that was the question. But my mom always told me, do this, do that, and always put sunscreen. Are you putting sunscreen? Are you wearing sunscreen? And I'm just looking at her like, no.
Yes. Oh, because it can do so much damage. Those of you that did get to see my skin underneath that scanner, you can see the damage that was done just from tanning booths, okay, and being on the lake. Because I had a jet ski and I was constantly out there. And I even had sunscreen on, and that froggy stuff, so I had this white stuff on my face, a hat and sunglasses, and I'd still get burnt. So it can do some major damage to your skin. I look like one big hyperpigmentation underneath this. All a little brown. Yeah, it's funny. But it's not, it's almost scary to look at. So it's like you don't want your skin to look that bad underneath the scope at all. How would you tell them, Megan? What would you talk about?
Sorry, it takes so long to unmute my computer.
I know.
You mean how would you like convince them to get like a facial?
or to take care of their skin?
Well, I actually have a best friend who says that she has perfect skin, so it doesn't matter. Like, she sleeps with her makeup on, she never washes her face, anything, and she never breaks out. And I just basically tell her like that things like catch up to you. So like if you don't like things that you don't take care of now will like be a problem later.
Mhm.
But I mean, obviously, if I didn't know them, I would tell them that in like a nicer way. But that's what I
That's
tell
true.
her because she never washes her face. Like she sleeps with her makeup on like every day, and it gives me anxiety.
Okay, so then you have to look at this. What does her mom's skin look like?
That's kind of what I told her too, but she just says that her mom is old, so.
Because what, Jasmine, you're laughing. Because what happens is sometimes they can have that amazing skin, okay? And it just runs in their family and they can get away with like probably not washing their face, okay? But then there's a lot of us that have to actually do all the good things that you need to be done to your skin and still have to watch the problems that exist, okay? So it is hereditary how your skin's gonna behave, trust me. So if you've got a
Well,
family that's got beautiful skin,
I explained it to her because like I've never broken out ever. Like I've never had issues with it until I was pregnant. And then I started having issues. And she wants kids. So I told her like that'll probably happen to her too. Because when she would like get her birth control switched and stuff, that's when her face would kind of break out. But yeah, she's just one of those people that thinks that her face will forever be fine. And I thought that too until I got pregnant.
and like you said, the birth control can cause her to break out because it's basically convincing the body that you're already pregnant, right? That's what it's trying to do.
And she
So-
really likes the sun. So I think, yeah, sunspots would be like her biggest issue.
Ask her to come in so we can look at her skin underneath the skin scanner.
She used the tanning bed at the gym.
Oh.
Well, when it was open, she used the tanning bed at the gym. So
did I. You saw what my skin looks like. So she could be all pretty on the top when you're looking at her visually, but underneath the damage can be there. It may not show up for years, but it's there. That's what that scanner is.
That's what her mom told her because that's what her mom has. Her mom has like sunspots. Yeah.
People don't realize how deep that light goes.
Yeah.
And that's what's scary about it, because you don't know how deep it is, really. If it goes past the epidermis, we're in real trouble because it gets down to the real skin. So that's why it shows up underneath that scanner. But people don't realize that at all. All right, is anyone still writing these? No? Okay, I'm going to move this down and we're going into light therapy. Okay. So this is on page 184 in your study guide. Okay, and we're going to talk about those tanning beds. So light therapy basically produces the beneficial effects on the body through the light rays or waves, which is a combination of radiation and heat energy that creates these light waves. Okay, you can see on the one side the infrared, and we use those lamps in here to heat up treatments or even the client. All right, these are long wavelengths. The ultraviolet is what's used in the tanning beds. These are short wavelengths. Okay, so that's why they tan you so fast or burn you so fast, okay? Because it doesn't take much to get to you. And in between there, we have the visible light, which is basically the colors of the rainbow. It's what we can visually see. So the infrared and ultraviolet, we cannot see. All right, so I just want you to put in this definition into the light therapy. And then we'll move on to the radiation and heat energy. These are mainly just terminologies that you probably will not have on state board. They might ask you what light therapy refers to in our industry, and it actually helps the body in certain treatments. So that's the only thing you need to know about light therapy, except for the visible lights and then the invisible lights. So it's not going to be a lot of information, but I'll let you know what you need to know for board. Again, there's not everything you need to know, right? And thumbs up when you finish this particular part. Okay. Okay, good, Sarah. You got it, Diana? Okay. I don't know if that was just to move the camera or if you were trying to tell me that you finished it. Okay, good. There you are, Kat. Catalina, did you get my text message for the homework?
Yeah, I did.
Okay, is it visible so you can see it? Because sometimes they get kind of cloudy on there and you can't see it.
Let me check.
Okay. I know when you like enlarge it, it gets a little foggy. That's why I asked.
No, I could see it. It's clear.
Okay, good. Because you weren't back when I was explaining it to them, so I want to make sure you understand. Okay, does anybody still need this on the screen? All right, I'm going to move up to the next page here. Okay, so here is our terminology for the rest of that part of the lecture. Radiation is the transfer of heat through an empty airspace, aka a vacuum. Okay, your heat energy is just a movement of electrons. Electromagnetic radiation is the waves of electrons formed when heat energy is transferred by radiation. And the wavelength is a measurement of waves from crest to crest. The shorter the wavelength, the more energy that's carried by that wave. So shorter wavelengths will give you the example of X-rays. And longer wavelengths would be television and radio broadcast. So the electromagnetic spectrum is the range of all the wavelengths that can be produced by radiant energy. So that covers the first part of that page on 184 to fill those in. You will not get questions asked on this information. However, you do cover it in the textbook. Okay, so it's not something that I have to make sure you understand. When we get to visible lights, we will need to understand that part. Okay, because a lot of that has to do with some of the lights that we use in the treatment rooms. Okay, and their effects on how it affects the skin. So let me know when you've gotten this particular area filled in. Destiny, you know you're coming in tomorrow, right? In the back door. I tell them, you got to come in the back door, but they're going to take your temperature. Okay, and you'll have to have a mask on. Dress code is black. Okay, closed-toed shoes. I'm just making sure everybody understands that. We don't get anybody in jeans.
It starts at 8, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
You're gonna be watching a lot tomorrow. I know it's sad. The first day is just watching a lot of stuff, so you might get a little tired. I know Raquel was like, "Oh my God, I just want to do something" on her first day. We all have been there, okay? But we will actually do our practice of state board on Thursday, so you'll be getting to that part too. So
Okay.
watching and learning. Oops, sorry. I was trying to get my Zoom and went to my lesson. Okay. There you go. So thumbs up once you finish this one, okay? Okay, good. I just set the alarm, so I'll make sure I don't talk over this time. Anyone else still need that on the screen? Okay. All right. Down the page. And we're going to go to visible light. Okay. And this is the portion of the electromagnetic spectrum that humans can see, pretty much like the rainbow. Okay. It has a range of wavelengths that produces this visible color. Okay. So that actually goes into your definition for an visible light. Okay, and that white light basically is also known as combination light. Okay, it's broken into individual wavelengths by a prism, but there are two types, and we'll get to that as soon as you finish this part of the screen. But that white light, you have to know it is a combination light because that is a test question for me and for State Board. Okay, so that is something you need to know. Thumbs up when you actually get this part filled in. Like I'm listening to a haunted house, the door's cracking open. Okay. All right, guys, ready for the next part of this? Okay. The reason why you need to know about that white light, okay, and how it breaks down is because of the two types that we need. Business owners are going to need to plan a balance of the two lights that we're going to talk about, which are fluorescent and incandescent. Okay. That lighting can make a difference on how your client leaves the salon, either feeling like her skin looks amazing or her skin's going to look pale. Okay, for those of you that have come into the school, most of the lighting in here is fluorescent, and you've noticed that your makeup, when you put it on at home in your regular lighting, which is incandescent, you kind of look a little pale when you get here. So in fluorescent, you have to put the makeup on a little bit thicker so it can be shown, and a little less when you're incandescent. So you need a balance of those two when you're working in the salon so that her skin can look amazing when she comes out of that treatment room. All right, can I turn the page here? Okay. All right, so here is that fluorescent lighting, okay? It's cheap, let's put it that way, and it's long-lasting light source, but it also puts out a cool tone. So you do look a little pale. The incandescent light is provided by a regular light bulb, okay? It'll have warm tones, and it's the closest substitute for natural sunlight. Okay, so basically using the incandescent light in your salons, the skin is going to look very soft and clean and plumped up. It's gonna look pretty good. That fluorescent lighting, if that's all you have, she's going to look like she can see every vein in her skin, okay, literally, okay, because it puts that cool tone out. It gives no warmth to the skin whatsoever. If you still can't see the difference when you're looking at someone's skin, have you ever been to the jewelry store and in all of those diamonds sparkling as pretty as they are? And why do they sparkle so good inside the store, but they're not so sparkly when you get them out of the store? It's because of the lighting that they use in there. So it does make a big difference on how her skin's going to look, especially if she's having problems with it. Okay, and you're working on it, and it may be kind of pale. Those cool tones are going to be making that skin look very pale, I guess you could say. So in those boxes that you have down at the bottom for your fluorescent light, you're just going to put in what it's on the screen, and in the incandescent, you're going to actually put that same information in there. Okay. So fluorescent is going to give you like blue or cool tones, if you want to talk about the colors. And then the incandescent is going to give red tones or warm casts. So those are the ones that are kind of nice. You've plumped up that skin from a facial and you want her to walk out looking amazing and feeling amazing about her skin. So our visible lights are going to be these two, okay? That is a test question. What are the lights under the visible light and what are the lights under the invisible light? Okay. So that information you do need to know for board. And a thumbs up when you get this particular area filled in. Got it. Sarah Araceli. Jasmine, you got this part? Okay. Anybody else still writing? Yusra, how you doing? Okay, I got the. Yusra, are you okay? You good? Okay. All right, I'm gonna turn the page here.
Sorry, because I'm muted.
I know, that's okay, just thumbs up like that, that'll work.
Yeah.
I know, because everybody, once they have the sound on for everything, it starts to get loud, and then I start getting errors on my computer. Your internet is low. Okay, invisible light, all right? This is a range of light that's not visible to the human eye. It's used by estheticians to produce physical effects in the skin. So we have the infrared rays, which are slightly longer than wavelengths, and they produce visible light rays. Okay, we have a heat lamp in there. I call it like the French fry warmer light, but that's basically what it is. Okay, it's seen as red and it can penetrate all the layers of the skin. So it can affect muscle, bone, nerves, and joints. Okay, so it makes them feel pretty warm. We use it for body wraps to heat up the body to make it perspire and sweat, to lose some inches, and then we use it in certain treatments to help dry the product. If you were here on Saturday and got that mini face mask on your hand, you knew we had to pull out the lights just to get it to dry quicker. All right, your ultraviolet lights are the invisible ones. They're slightly shorter than the wavelengths that produce the visible light rays. This is also seen as violet. Okay. So those two go on the first two sections of page 185. Okay. And then we'll break down the infrared and ultraviolet again. So this just goes on the top part. Okay, there was 3 lights that we used to use in facials, okay, and they were known as dermal lights. There was a red, a blue, and a white. Okay, they are not used that often. I don't even think that they still use them because we have chemicals that do the same thing now. But at one time, the red was used on skin that was dry, obviously, to help increase the oil production. The blue one was to calm down the skin after you did extractions or hair removal when it was red. And then the white light was just used to help clear up congestion. But there were 3 lights known as dermal lights, and they might ask you questions about that. These dermal lights, okay, you had iPads on the client. The red and the blue were 3 to 5 minutes, I guess you could say. And every minute you had to break the light, which meant that my hand had to pass between the light and the skin of the client. There were different distances. So the skin on dry skin, or when using the red light, you'd have to keep it at least 30 inches away, which we consider shoulder to fingertip. That's about the length of 30. Okay. Breaking the light, I would just do this right in between. My hand would just pass up like this between the light and her skin. So it wasn't direct heat. It kind of broke up the light. You'd have to do that every minute on each one of these. So red and blue, again, were 3 to 5 minutes, but the white one was 15 minutes. Okay, so every minute you would still have to break that light. But that's how we treated skin back for electric facials back in the day. All right, thumbs up when you have this one actually completed. Okay, Sarah, gotcha. Okay, good, Araceli. Anyone else still need it on the screen? Okay. All right, I'm gonna move this page here. Okay. So I'm gonna go through the infrared light. This is just a little bit further down on your page. And you're going to write it just down as the explanation. It produces heat. Okay, infrared bulbs can be purchased for facial and body treatments, but the benefits are going to be, one, it increases circulation and skin gland secretion, which means it's going to get the oil gland to produce. Okay, it's going to relax the muscles, and it stimulates cell and tissue activity. So kind of like your little rollers, but not as strong as the rollers to penetrate that product. So you see on the side of it, it says place 30 inches from the face. They're talking about the infrared lamp, and the exposure time, it says 5 to 15 minutes. You should put 3 to 5 minutes in there instead. Okay. And the client must wear iPads. And then once you finish this particular area, I will move to the ultraviolet. Good, got you, Sarah. Okay. Got you, Jasmine. Hi, Jim McCall, you still writing on this from the screen? Sorry, that's the alarm. Okay, all right. I can change the page then. Okay. We're gonna finish up this particular part and we'll stop after this page here. Okay, your ultraviolet light. It's also known as actinic rays. That is a test question, okay? Actinic rays or UV rays. They have shorter wavelengths and can be more damaging than infrared rays. The effects on the skin are related to the exposure time. So literally ultraviolet's not a bad thing if it's used in short increments. We're saying like 2 minutes because dermatologists use it for clearing up acne, but anything over 2 minutes literally changes the effects. So it's going to be on your negative side. So positive will aid in the production of vitamin D. It can kill bacteria that can cause the skin infections, which is known as germicidal effects. And it promotes healing and is used in the treatment of acne. Positive. Negative, on the other hand, past the 2 minutes can result in tissue destruction or skin cancer. Excess tanning causes dry, leathery skin, peeling, itching, wrinkling, sagging, and permanent discoloration. Because what it's doing is breaking down the protein structure in the collagen and elastin that we have in our skin to keep it young, okay, looking, literally. So all of that, literally, the entire page has to be put into that ultraviolet at some point. I don't know how to put that any other way. It's just, there's not enough room in there, but do the best you can with that information. But that all has to go into the ultraviolet. Now, the main thing you need to know in this board was the actinic rays, what they're also known as, okay? And the effects on skin can be positive or negative depending on its exposure time, okay? Do you have a question, Sarah? Oh, okay. Okay, once you've had this completed, that's going to conclude the class. And I just want to reiterate on what the homework assignment is so everybody understands what they're doing. Okay. Are there any questions over the information that we discussed today? You guys feel comfortable with the different pieces of equipment that we've talked about so far? I hear a noise, so I'm thinking, does somebody have a question? You can hear the mic. All right. Okay. All right. So everyone has their homework assignment sent to them, correct? Everyone is supposed to have it anyways. Don't worry about it, Destiny.
Okay.
Yeah, no. Do you have books yet? Did they actually give you an email?
No, not yet.
Not yet. Okay, I'll get that to you too. Okay.
Miss Janie, I have a question on the homework.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Go ahead.
where you put high frequency 4 pieces and tell me their names, are you talking about
The electrodes.
oh, okay. You're not talking about the different pieces you could put in like the mushroom and the
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Those are the electrodes. That's what I
okay,
want you
so
to draw.
or
And then tell me what they're used for, like, because you're using it in the indirect or the direct mode. Okay. Pretty much those are all direct applications, right? Because you're directly applying them. It's not the indirect mode where the client holds any of those. I don't know what we have here at school. Okay, do you understand what I'm saying? So
Yes.
what type of skin are you treating? Like, you're treating oily skin, right?
yeah, so we just pick 4 of them because
Yeah, just label the 4, draw them, label them, and then tell me what it's used for, oily or dry skin.
okay.
Okay. So everyone understands. Same thing with the galvanic, right? Then the galvanic, you're going to have to let me know whether you're using what the name of the electrode is called. Okay. Are you doing anaphoresis or cataphoresis? And what's the name of the electrode, the anode and cathode? Okay. So that's basically all I'm asking for, is to draw what it looks like and tell me what it does, pretty much. Okay. Does everyone understand that part of the homework? Yusra, do you understand, hon? Okay. Where'd you go? Where are you? Does anyone still need this up on the screen? Okay, I'm gonna stop sharing here just for a moment so I can see what you guys are, all the class at one time. There we go. All right. Yusra, do you understand what the homework is now, hon?
Yes.
Oh, okay, just let me know if you don't. Does anyone not understand what I'm asking you to do?
Okay.
Okay. You're going to draw what they look like, the electrodes, correct? Okay, and tell me what type of skin it's used for and its name. Okay. And then the 2 pages that I sent you, you can fill those in and send them back. Okay.
So we
All right.
have to rewrite the whole pages that you send us on paper.
No, you can fill it in where it
Okay.
needs to be filled in and then send a picture of that. Like, if you have to do it from the screen that I sent you, okay, just fill in the part that's blank for me. Okay. Like, All right, hold on a second. I'm gonna show you what I'm looking at here. Like, okay, it's up to you, right?
Yeah,
Okay, so the very first one is galvanic, correct?
right.
Okay, so you're gonna fill in the function. So just write function on that one, and you're gonna tell me what that function is, okay?
Okay.
All right, so the parts that are blank and that they left you little box, you're gonna fill that part in, okay? Just let me know what machine it's being used on.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Okay. Just going through galvanic, iontophoresis, direct high frequency, indirect Phoretic, indirect Phoretic, and sinusoidal. So you're just filling them in where there's blank spaces, okay? But if you're not going to write the whole thing, right, on the parts that are already in there, at least let me know what machine you're talking about from the left side. I just don't want you to put information where it says on the bottom one, underneath the function, it says uses alkaline negative solution and a negative electrode to break down oil, right?
Mhm.
And then it has 3 boxes on the other side, correct?
Right.
If you don't put galvanic where it says modality or method, I won't know which machine you're using. Do you see what I'm saying? I've got to have the left side put in there at least, if you're not filling in the whole page. Okay, or you can print it out and send it to me that way completed, all right? Okay, those of you that have books, it just works. It's a lot easier just to fill it in on your book and then take a picture of it. All right. And then the other page is just picking the matching for the words, okay? And it's just a letter that goes down. So I still have to have at least A, B, all the way down, okay, and fill it in next to the column. So you can write 1, 2, 3, 4, whatever it is, and start from the top and write the letter. Okay, only. Does that make sense? On this part right here, you've got to fill in the box, right? Matching right here. So just number how many there are, and then just put the letter. So starting from the top, I can just read it down. Okay, instead of having to write the whole page out. Does that make sense, Jasmine?
Yep.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I have to write all that part. I'm supposed to be giving you 4 hours worth of work, remember? Okay. Don't forget to clock yourself in. Okay, so I get a record of time. All right. I will see
Okay.
you guys tomorrow when you come in. Okay?
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye, hon.
Bye.
See you later. And I'll see you later, Yusra.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Uh-huh. Bye-bye.
Jeannie.
Bye-bye.